Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about autonomic computing. Let's have a look on the contents we are going to discuss in this slideshow about autonomic computing. In the introduction part, first we need to understand why we need autonomic computing. So for it, we need to have look at these points. First of all, we require a software system that operates on its own or with a minimum of human interference according to a set of rules. They follow a specific set of rules and to increase the productivity while minimizing complexity for the users, capable of running themselves and adjusting to varying circumstances. We have used control theory, adaptive algorithms, software agents, robotics, fault-tolerant computing technique, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and many more technologies to make autonomic computing to come into the real world. So first we need to understand what is autonomic computing. Autonomic computing is a new vision of computing which is initiated by IBM. This new paradigm shifts the fundamental definitions of the technology age from one of computing to one defined by data. Access to data from multiple distributed sources in addition to traditional centralized storage devices will allow users to transparently access information when and where they need it. Let's take an example and understand it more deeply. Like what autonomic computing is. So first we need to understand the term autonomic computing is derived from biology, human biology. The autonomic nervous system monitors our heartbeat, checks the blood sugar level, and maintains our body temperature in a specific range without any conscious effort on our part. In the same way, autonomic computing components anticipate computer system needs and resolve problems with minimal human intervention. So, this is autonomic computing. In this slide, we will get to know about the key elements of autonomic computing. So let's have a look to these key elements one by one. So first comes knows itself. What does it mean? It means that the system must know and have a knowledge of its components, current status, ultimate capacity, and all connections to other systems to govern itself. It will need to know the extent of its own resources, those it can borrow or lend, and those can be shared or should be isolated. Second comes configure itself. So, a autonomic computing system must configure and reconfigure itself under varying conditions, system or setup, and occur automatically, as well as dynamic adjustments to that configuration to best handle changing environments. Third comes optimize itself. It will monitor its constituent parts and fine-tune workflow to achieve predetermined system goals. Fourth comes heal itself. A system must heal itself. It must be able to discover problems or potential problems, then find an alternate way of using resources or reconfiguring the system to keep functionality smoothly. Now comes protect itself. So we need to understand it as it must detect and identify and protect itself against various types of attacks to maintain overall system security and integrity. Now sixth come adapt itself. So it will tap available resources, even negotiate the use by other systems of its underutilized elements, changing both itself and its environment in the process. In a word, adapting. Now, last comes here is open itself. What does it mean? It means while independent in its ability to manage itself, it must function in a heterogeneous world and implement open standards. In other words, we can say an autonomic computing system cannot, by definition, be a proprietary solution. So let's have a quick look on the autonomic computing architecture. So this architecture concept provides a mechanism discussing, comparing, and contrasting the approaches different vendors use to deliver self-managing attributes in an autonomic computing system. This architecture starts from the premise that implementing self-managing attributes involves an intelligent control loop. This loop collects information from the system, makes decisions, and then adjusts the system as necessary. An intelligent control loop can enable the system to do many things, such as self-configure, self-heal, self-optimize, self-protect. Self-configure can be done by installing software when it detects the software is missing. Self-healing is done by restarting a failed element. Self-optimize by adjusting the current workload when it observes an increase in capacity. Self-protect by taking resources offline if it detects an intrusion into the system. Autonomic manager. So what is autonomic manager? Autonomic manager is a component that implements the control loop. This manager distinguishes the autonomic element from its non-autonomic counterpart by monitoring the managed element and its external environment and constructing and executing plans based on the analysis of the information. The autonomic manager will relieve human of the responsibility of directly managing the managed element. This architecture dissects the loop into four shared knowledge. The monitor part provides the mechanism that collect, aggregate, and filter, and manage and report details collected from an element. The analyze part involves the mechanism to correlate and model complex situations. The plan part provides the mechanism to structure the action needed to achieve goals and objectives. The execute part provides the mechanism that control the execution of a plan with consideration for the fly updates. These all four parts work together to control loop functionality. Autonomic manager collaboration. So this is the diagram of autonomic manager collaboration. This diagram shows an example of a simple IT system that includes two businesses applications, a customer order application and a vendor relationship application. Separate teams manage these applications. Each of the application depend on a set of IT rules and resources, databases and servers to deliver its functionality, some of which are shared resources. We all understand what shared resources are. DB3, DB4, Server B and Server C are shared between the applicants. We manage separately. There is a minimum of 4 management domains. Each of the application, customer order and vendor relationship has a domain focused on the business system it implements. In addition, there is a composite resource domain for managing the common issues across the databases and a composite resource domain for managing common issues for the servers. Managed elements. Let's have a quick look what managed elements are. The managed elements is a controlled system component. The managed element will essentially be equivalent to what is found in ordinary non-autonomic systems, although it can be adapted to enable the autonomic manager to monitor and control it. The sensors provide mechanisms to collect information about the state and state transition of an element. The effectors are mechanisms that change the state, or we can say configuration of an element. These are some of the miscellaneous characteristics of autonomic computing. So first is automaticity, second adaptive, third aware, fourth reflexivity, fifth transparency, sixth open source, seventh easy to train and learn. So what is a grand challenge during autonomic computing? The difficulty in developing and implementing autonomic computing is daunting enough to constitute a grand challenge. The difficulty is not the machines themselves, but the problem now lies in creating the open standards and new technologies needed for a system to interact effectively, to enact predetermined business policies more efficiently, and to be able to protect themselves and heal themselves with a minimal dependence on traditional IT support system. So here comes a question in everyone's mind that it is possible to meet the grand challenge of autonomic computing without magic and without fully solving the AI problem. Yes, it is possible, but it will take some time and patience. Long before we solve some many of more challenging problems, less automated realizations of autonomic systems will be extremely valuable, and their value will increase substantially as autonomic computing technology improves and earns greater trust and acceptance. We must look to scientists studying nonlinear dynamics and complexity for new theories of emergent phenomena and robustness. We must look to economics and e-commerce researchers for ideas and technologies about negotiation and supply webs. We must look to psychologists and human factors researchers for the new goal definitions and visualization paradigms and for ways to help human build trust in autonomic systems. So in this way we can surely build a autonomic computing computing system. Thank you.